Yeah, spank. Your performance is whack. When they bullshit, Snoop's never had your whack on stage, nigga. Take that hippie shit out of here. This is gangster zone.
This message is for my big cousin Daz. I've watched you talk to my dad for who knows how long, and I never said anything because y'all are cousins. That's between y'all. The moment I draw the line is when you came at my grandpa a certain way. You and I both know how you came at him, and I'm gonna keep that between us. But you came at him a certain way, and I told you how I felt about it. And when I seen you in person, it's so funny. When I saw you in person, you walked up to me trying to give me a handshake, telling me you apologized to my grandpa. And knowing that you were lying, knowing that you full of shit, I said you didn't apologize to him. And what I said after that, if you want to be real with yourself and tell you're following what I said, you could tell him, but I ain't gonna say it because you and I both know what was said and what was done. So I'll leave it at that. I have always spoke highly about you, even till this day. Because I remember vividly when I was on tour at 19, 18 years old, everybody on tour was talking about my music. Everybody said spank, wag, this and that. And there was only two people that was trying to help me shape my sound and help me sound better. And that was you and that was Superfly. So for you to get on this internet and tell me and say my is whack, well, it's just crazy. Like, you was the one nigga rooting for me when other niggas were saying my shit. And now everybody rooting for me and you the only nigga saying my whack. So at this point, I already knew it, but there's something wrong with you, cuzzo. Everything is aligning. I'm blowing up right now. Shit out for me right now. So I get why you talk to me. You mad at anything that's working out. Anything that's doing good, you gonna hate on it. That's what you known for right now. You're not known for all the legendary shit you did. You and I both know what happened between me and you. If you want to be real and say what happened, I'll let you say your side of the story. But if I see another video of you talking about me and you lying, I'm gonna bring out the facts. I'm gonna bring out the truth. I got all the text messages you sent me. I got all the times you wanted to call me and vent about what you were going through with my dad or what happened between. I got all that, and I've never said nothing because I'm not that type of person. I can always be that type of person, like how I was when you saw me at my cousin Joe Cool funeral. You know what happened. So I can't wait to hear your side of the story of what happened and to see if you're gonna actually keep it real. Because I'm just not here for this. I'm here to make music, spend time with my kids, and just live life. That's all I'm trying to do. You want to get on the internet because you trying to keep your relevancy up. You trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do, cuzzo, but to this day, I tip my hat to you. I thank you for everything you've done for me, everything you've shown me. Another thing you did for me that I always appreciate, you told me about BMI and ASCAP. You're the reason why I got a TuneCore account. Like, you've done so much for me. And for me to finally get somewhere that I thought you was trying to help me get to, for you to talk shit, it's like, cuzzo, there's something wrong with you. And if it's something wrong with you, get it out your system. And if you need to throw hands or something with me, we could do that. Or if you want to just call me, we could do that. You got my number blocked. You got me blocked on Instagram. Like, cuzzo, you know I'm not the one, cuzzo. You know I'm different than all that. You know that. So just be careful how you're moving right now when it comes to me. I'm not them. I'm completely different. You know that, I know that. So let's keep it peaceful, okay? I'm not the one.
Wake and bake, mother. Yeah. This goes out to the boss lady. You say I got 30 kids? Well, your husband got more kids than I got that you don't even know about. 2 kids from Gracie, 2 more kids overseas. You don't want that. Shut the up. Leave me alone. Go worry about your household. You hear me? Boss lady. What's up? Yes. What's up? Letting you know, I was in the concert.
Like it when I bought that from him. He spoke about it. He said it. He spoke to it. He didn't like it, but at the same time, he didn't know what I was doing. Nobody did. It just looked like, why is he behind a bag of problems when he's living a life of success and not having to deal with it. Why would he bring that back into his life? But they didn't understand what I seen. I seen my legacy. I seen certain things that was connected to me that needed to be finished as far as like unfinished business. And also to protect my legacy by putting some beautiful music in Death Row and putting some happy times in Death Row, some life rather than death.
So it's all that paperwork you get like that, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
You could get a loan against your catalog.
Yeah, just off Tupac, just off Tupac, All Eyes on Me, the songs I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's worth a lot of money right there.
Right.
That Tupac shit is worth a fucking lot of money. And I ain't finna slide for that shit. Fuck that. You only got one chance, one life, and one opportunity. And it's all in my hands, in my name. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that money. Just give me my rights, and I'm gonna make the money off the rights. You know what I'm saying? I ain't suing it like I'm getting fell off a bridge or shit like this. I'm suing to say, open the books up. I want to see how you mathematized this 91,000 you gave me in 2024.
Right.
And each one of them is the problem because they the one was stealing and they had all the paperwork. So they gave everybody their albums back, sold Snoop the company because Daz Dillinger was on their ass about mine, you know what I'm saying? So they sold it to Snoop to try to manipulate everybody. Yeah, Snoop got it so everybody would chill. But they sold it to him in the last stages of the life of the catalog, which is 30 years. And then, you know, for the 5, you know, nigga trying to get his money back and all that other shit, but I'm coming to get mine, you know what I'm saying? No hard feelings.
I see. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like 30 years and not getting paid for the Chronic album. That's sure. And Dr. Dre sell it for $200 million. It come back out on the stream, and our names ain't on the Chronic album. When you go to the streams right now, you can look at the Chronic album and ain't got our name on it. So they don't really know who did what. They just bought the shit. The shit that Dr. Dre helped mix and started. They trying to come act like he produced it and trying to take their publishing. And
how much of that album did you produce?
I produced like 3 songs on there, and they just give me drum programmer. I ain't never signed a contract for the Chronic. The shit was just getting the money. He was doing street shit. He ain't had no accountant. You complain, he'll give you 100,000 or something. Then you go off from there, fuck it off and come back, you know what I'm saying? But now we get into the older part of us where the reversion comes back in.
Right.
I just leave it in God's hand, period. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna do for me best, and the outcome of this case is in God's hand, you know what I'm saying? Right, he already know.
You know, he got shot in both his legs when he knocked this one guy down. Something happened with Joel in the hotel, I think it was, and Dr. Dre gave him one. Boom! He had the one hit of quitters, but this guy didn't quit. So he went down and he came back up. Doop, 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 and he got Dr. Dre in both the legs. But yeah, you know, Dr. Dre would stand up when he was at Death Row. You know, that's, you know, he wasn't no punk. He wouldn't let, you know, engineers might be getting treated a certain kind of way. Dr. Dre didn't like that. He ain't like that at all. Like, come on, dude, what are you doing, man? And he would take engineers out of, he would, you know, get them out of a situation, have to work with that particular individual. And he would try to smooth things out until finally he got fed up. Like, this ain't the type of environment that I want to be around. That boy Suge was good. He knew how to keep things, you know, and yeah, that had to be what? The Chronic was out. You know, back then we wrote our own checks, you know what I'm saying? Because Chronic was #1 in the game as far as G-Thing and the way it was rolling. So we wasn't even on tour like that when Dr. Dre got shot. So he had plenty of time to heal, get it together. You know, he would be in the studio at his house and still be able to work and heal. And that's all.
Had to come tap in because every now and then, when you follow that legendary West Coast hip-hop lane, you already know Daz Dillinger is probably about to clash with Snoop, Suge Knight, or somebody tied to that classic Death Row chapter. The rain just started falling out of nowhere, but the show keeps moving because around here, the camera stays rolling. That's just how it goes with Daz. He will step into that death row history, pull somebody's card, bring up an old story, and make the whole internet lean in. Lately, it looks like him and Snoop have another little situation brewing again. Snoop called into the Glasses Malone podcast and spoke on the whole thing, basically saying Daz is tripping, that Daz already got paid right, and that he is just looking for more. Snoop also made it seem like Daz fumbled some of the money himself, and from the sound of it, he clearly felt some type of way about the whole issue. Now the streets are watching, because when death row names start pointing fingers, old business turns into fresh smoke real quick. So now it looks like when Daz answered Snoop, he had already been saying a few things, but this time it feels like he is really leaning into it. What made it crazier is that it got to the point where Daz sent a shot toward his younger cousin, or nephew, Calvin Love. And you heard Calvin's response, and that is what made the clip entertaining. Bro came in with love and respect, but let him know, hey, we can get up on that. I done got up on you about that before. That part had me laughing because he sounded calm, but the message was sharp. My bro AC sent it to me, and I was like, hold on, bro. This has got to be the calmest check I have ever seen in my life. He called him out for a face-to-face conversation while saying, I respect your legendary catalog and everything that you've done. You supported me in the beginning of my career when everybody else was talking down on me, and I respect you for that. You taught me how to get money, but we can still talk face to face if that's a problem. And you know I'm not like everybody else with this. Then he made it deeper, saying, I done hollered at you about my grandfather before. I done hollered at you at the funeral before. And I said, man, it's crazy. Because once family pain gets mixed with old death row business, that is not just regular internet drama anymore. Overall, Daz and Snoop really need to talk. Daz should call his nephew and handle it straight, because running to the internet is not going to fix family issues. Now, if the damage cannot be repaired, that is one thing, but when it keeps coming online and a younger cousin who stayed out of it gets dragged in, it starts looking wild. It feels like Daz is saying, hey man, I'm gonna just go at him, while Calvin is basically saying, bro, you the one that was supporting me in the beginning. That is what makes it messy. Now, you can have your issues with Snoop. I have not always agreed with everything Snoop has done, especially stuff he put out publicly himself. If you follow the channel, you know. But this is one of those situations where people can disagree on a point and keep moving. Me personally, I do not always ride with that agree to disagree talk. Sometimes it is, you wrong, I'm right, and everybody can still have an opinion. But when your nephew steps in and says, hold on, bro, you be playing both sides, you be switching up, changing up, we can talk, and when you see me in person, you don't want to stand on what you're saying right now. That takes the conversation to another level. It sounds like Calvin, or Kavalov, got fed up after Daz spoke on his recent performance with his pops. He basically came like, hold on, bro, we ain't finna get into all this. We just go keep taking shots. You about to force my hand while I come out here and put it on full blast. And you can tell Calvin did not want to do that. He was letting Daz know, hey bro, you really playing right now, dog? Cause you know you've been showing me love and I've always showed you love back. That is messy. And that is the part that makes this whole thing look even more uncomfortable. Because when somebody says you supported them, helped them, taught them how to move, and gave them game early on, that means there was real love there before the tension started popping up. So when Daz starts throwing shots and Calvin responds with respect but still stands firm, that tells you this is not just random internet noise. This is family history, music history, and old death row emotions all getting mixed together at the same time. And let's keep it real, Daz is a legend. Nobody can take that away from him. The catalog is serious, the impact is serious, and the name rings bells. But being a legend does not mean every move is the right move, especially when family gets pulled into public drama. Calvin basically came outside like, I respect you, I love what you did, but do not play with me like I am one of them. That is a different kind of response because he was not screaming, he was not acting wild, he was calm with it. And sometimes the calmest response hits the hardest because now people are looking at Daz like, why drag him into this when he was showing you love? That is where the situation starts looking personal. And this is where Daz has to be careful, because the internet will hype you up while the real relationships fall apart behind the scenes. People online will laugh, clip it up, and turn it into a moment. But after the views slow down, that is still your family. That is why Calvin's response felt different. He did not come off like somebody chasing attention. He sounded like somebody who was tired of being pulled into a situation that he did not even start. He basically let Daz know, I respect you, but do not mistake my respect for fear. And with Snoop, that is a whole separate issue. Daz can feel how he feels about the business, the money, the catalog, and whatever else happened behind closed doors. But once cousins, nephews, and family names start getting mentioned, now the drama leaves the music world and steps into personal territory. That is the part where people start picking sides, and it gets ugly quick. One side says Daz is standing on what he believes. The other side says he is going too far and burning bridges that still had love attached to them. And honestly, that is why this whole thing is catching attention. It is not just rap beef. It is respect, family, old money, old pain, and death row history all crashing together in public. Whatever is going on between you and my pops is that. That is the line Calvin was drawing, and I get it. Coming up on Death Row Stories, bro, I have always been locked into that era. Daz is still a legendary producer, no question. You cannot deny what him and Pac created and how that sound shook America. As a writer and producer, Daz has fingerprints all over that West Coast run. That era is part of my childhood, so I will always give credit where it is due. I have said Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style is one of the greatest rap albums ever. But now I need you all to tell me what you think. Is Daz taking it too far, or is he standing on old business? Drop it in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tapped in with Dripzine. More heat is coming.